Hello, guys. Welcome back. We're back. We're back. Welcome back to our little Star Citizen podcast. I'm Logic, and this is Obsessite.
Yeah, or Lee Obsesside, because I've been in France for the last 2 weeks.
He's been away, and I've been doing my own thing while he's been away. So now we're back in business, as it were, and back to discuss Star Citizen, we went away at a really terrible time, my friend. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, incredibly inconvenient of me to take the family away for a holiday.
What are you thinking? Like, come on.
Should have just hired a driver to take them over there and just stayed there.
I mean, you're not that useful. Come on. No, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. We've got 3 ATVs to cover this episode.
And then we're going to do a special weekly burn down edition on probably Friday or Saturdays.
Yeah, exactly. So because of the way they've changed things as of this week, rather than waiting 2 weeks to do it, we'll just basically go every Friday rather than every other Saturday until 3.0 is out, so we keep relevant. Because we think that the burn down is going to be a lot of talking points, which people will want to know about sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I agree. So, you were just in France, that's correct?
Sorry?
You were just in France, right?
I was, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I went down the Loire Valley. It was lovely. Yeah, it was nice and warm. Loire Valley, yes, where all the sparkling wines are made.
Very posh.
We did bring some back, but I don't have any with me. I'll be drinking water on this stream today. It's all down in the garage. But no, it was great. Long drive back. I think it must have taken me something stupid like probably 12 hours worth of driving. And because stupidly, instead of stopping over just after on the UK side of the Eurotunnel, which is what we're going to do, we got off and I was like, yeah, let's drive home. I can do it. I'm not tired. Yeah. Took me about 4.5 hours from there to get home. And we almost ran out of diesel, but we didn't. But yeah, it was good. It's a good place to go. There's some cracking things to see. Kids loved it. I loved it. All recharged now. So let's see what the rest of 2017 can bring.
Yeah, hopefully it brings 3.0.
Yeah, it's almost as if we did that on purpose, but no. Yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, it's delays. Ugh, it happens.
It does. Yeah, let's. I guess we'll just get into ATV because we've got a lot to cover today.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing anything, in case anyone was wondering. I've been really just recording XCOM videos. So anyway.
Yeah, he's a bum. He doesn't do anything.
No, not right now. I don't. So.
Which one's this now?
This is the Kiosks and Commodities.
Okay.
So. There wasn't a whole lot on this one, really. It was just a little bit of,
Yeah, I mean, I like the way they've designed it slightly differently.
Right.
I like them. Yeah, there he is, the man himself. No longer the leader of the leaderboard though on the old quantum questions. And I still can't believe they stole our bloody name.
Did you see
Bastards.
that? Did you see that?
Yeah,
that was great. When he's like, "What do you think of Brian Chambers' hair?" He's like, "Oh, he's a hippie or something like that."
Yeah, I wouldn't have a face on it. He's a hippie. I wouldn't mind if I could actually grow any damn hair. That'd be good. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? So yeah, I thought that was hysterical, and he's like afterwards, he's like, "Yeah, I knew I'd beat him. I knew I'd beat Brian."
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think it was almost staged because they didn't dick about with the questions like they have done with other people. But yeah, keeps it interesting.
I don't think it was staged. I just think that he the way he answered the questions, they were like yes, no, maybe, sort of like very like small questions. I mean, you can answer a question any way you want, really.
Yes.
Exactly. So, yeah. So now this is going into airlock stuff, I guess.
They're redoing them for the 2.0 systems. Is what he's talking about there. Look at the detail on that. It's nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy. Nice new pistols. Nice new bearing assault rifle coming.
Yeah.
And this looks like a ship cannon.
I think that's the Klaus and Werner
Laser repeater.
Repeater, yeah.
That's the laser
Yeah.
repeater. It's the new laser repeater. Thank God we got another.
And there's the Apocalypse Arms scatter gun, the space shotgun.
Yeah, it's a shotgun. It's a shotgun.
But actually for your ship.
The shotgun. Then what was it? Yeah, FX animations next, I think.
Yeah, I think it was tech art, and then he talks about their game program. They finished the animation for the usables and cinematics, and they've created the VFX exporter, which is what they're talking about here, I think.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting.
No. This is that was the skins for pistols, the first initial, and this is the subsumption AI takeoff and landings, I think.
Yeah, AI
moving it away from the Kythera AI.
Right. So that the AI can actually do some things. Hopefully they'll actually have some NPCs in 3.0. They were talking about the fact that they're going to fill like Detlamar with or Levski, if you want to get technical, for the actual location per se. With NPCs, they won't be like moving around per se, but they'll be like there and just sort of waving at you as you walk past and stuff like that. So
this is the buddy AI system where you can actually send your mate off in front to be a meat shield, which is quite cool.
Yeah, this feels like
it does, doesn't it? I mean, they're putting in bits and pieces into the game, which a lot of first-person shooters, which are dedicated first-person shooters, have. But the fact that the Star Marine is going to have that amount of detail, or rather the first person aspect is going to have that amount of detail. Really, we are now getting, proper different games all rolling into one. So like a proper AAA first person shooter, as well as a proper AAA.
AAA, yeah, buddy. I think it's
it'll get
A
there
at the moment. It'll get there. I agree. I mean, there's a lot of problems with the first-person shooter game. It's way too quick, and I don't know. There's a lot of desync, which is another issue. It's just net code, and so,
it'll be good when they add some different game modes.
Yeah, that too. It might be nice if they could do combined arms with like the ships and on a planet. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Planetary roads that look an awful lot like roads that you would have outside your house in the States. But I get the idea. They've created a new system.
It's just a work in progress, so I mean, look at there's no like blending between the road and the surface, so it's just not. It's just a looks like a
Scalextric track, doesn't it?
It does a bit, yeah, a little bit like a Scalextric track. Oh, I bought my kids one of those actually for Christmas. They quite like it.
Yeah, it's good fun. I'm starting. Bronwyn's now old enough that they play together now, so I'm starting to think of like co-op things that you can play with, rather than fighting over the Xbox controllers.
My kids are fighting over the Wii at the moment.
Did you pick them up what's the newest bloody Nintendo console called again?
No, Switch.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no point. To be honest, I don't really see what the big deal is. I mean, I might do in the future, but right now it's fine with the Wii. They basically just use Wii Sports, really.
Yeah, it's good fun.
And so yeah, AI team. What are we doing? Let's just skip this part. It's kind of meh.
Yeah, that was the road system.
Oh, no, road system. There we go. Come on now. There we go. So this is the was it space station AI?
They might be talking about the better handling for GPU crashes, so that when there is a problem which caused the game to crash.
Levski works, isn't that the one randomly not suffocating one?
Yeah, that was towards the end. I didn't put any timestamps on that, so that's my bad.
Yeah. So I think that's what that one is. That's where basically they're making sure that people don't randomly suffocate in different areas because there's no O2 in the area.
Yeah, that'd be useful.
Yeah, handy. Elevator stuff, yeah. The elevators are really nice, even though apparently they're having real trouble with them, which is interesting.
It's just, I think now they're meshing all the new systems together to get 3.0 to use all of the new ones. I think they're just picking up on little bugs which they hadn't seen before, which is probably one of the reasons why the delay's coming from.
Yeah. Well, I think they're
Well,
past all the. They've done all the features now. All the features are in now. It's just about bug squashing, and I will go over that later because there's stuff in the procedure, the product schedule, like blockers, and there's this whole little bug chart, which I think is the most important thing to get an idea of the progress they're making. So.
mhm.
Oh, hello. Okay. This is just subsumption information. Ooh, this is the
This is
gravity.
quite cool.
I love
Yeah,
that it's like
I,
it's
the
super like his
animation's
legs.
really cool, isn't it? I do like that.
I don't know if I call it cool. I think it's kind of like ridiculous, but yeah, it's like who
I
does
think
that?
I think that animation is part of the I'm jumping from a high ledge and I want to make sure I land without falling
Yeah,
forward on
but
my face.
who does like running in midair while they're falling? Nobody does that. Come on,
No, no, no. It just looks cool, doesn't it?
it's
That's what's
debatable
in there. Yeah.
whether it looks cool or not. I find it a little bit unnatural. You know, it reminds me of like Wile E. Coyote, and you know,
Yeah, yeah, like running around, running in midair, not moving, and then falling. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, okay, Brian. Brian, it wasn't a great Frankfurt update in my opinion. I guess because I expect these amazing like procedural tech updates, and it was kind of
It's because they finished it all. I
yeah.
think towards right at the end of his update, they do say that R&D have moved on past to content for beyond 3.0,
Well,
including
they've gone
and procedural
right.
cities and stuff.
That'd be interesting to see. I
Yeah.
think that's what they're probably going to show at Gamescom is some sort of procedural city tech, or maybe even jump points or something like that. So
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. When is that now?
25th
That's
of August.
Christ. It's not long.
No, it's like a couple of weeks, really. I mean, hopefully, we're gonna get Evocati some this week, but we'll see.
Yeah, it says the 10th to 17th, isn't
I
it,
don't
at the
think so.
moment?
Yeah, maybe this week, probably next week, maybe the weekend. I don't know because they still got a
It
bunch of
depends on
blockers.
how much they're crunching for the
Well,
Gamescom demos, isn't it? Really?
it does at Gamescom. Also, I noticed that if you checked on Reddit, they were like working all weekend this week, the weekend that just passed, just because they were like buying tons of pizzas, and they posted that on Twitter. So yeah,
Certainly,
it's
definitely crunch time.
Yeah, it's crunch time right now. So it's definitely kicking off, as it were. It's getting close.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is the painful part, really, for them because they have to get it all done, which means they have to just basically live in their offices. But that's part and parcel of the Star Citizen project. Not that they don't work hard anyway, but the deadlines now. I mean, Gamescom's a hard deadline. They can't push Gamescom itself somewhere because either they're there and they're ready or they're not. Whereas the 3.0 release, they can delay it and have.
Come on. I was trying to get back to the vegetation, and for some reason I can't find it. There it is. So the vegetation looks pretty decent, actually. There.
Yeah, it does. The lighting, the lighting effects are all pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, this the vegetation looks good. Everything. I don't see why they don't show more procedural planet stuff. I guess maybe they're waiting for 3.0 so we can just check it out ourselves. Because I don't know if there'll be vegetation in 3.0, but soon after, I would assume.
No, I don't think any of the moons that we have access to have an atmosphere that can support life, have they?
No, not really. Oh, although
Or the ones they intend to put in 3.0 anyway.
Although with the Delta patch coming in 3.0, which pretty much is guaranteed now. I mean, what's his name was saying yesterday, it's pretty much done, and it's going faster than expected. You might see like them drop a couple of smaller patches with like ships or even a planet or two. You never know, especially with the Delta patch.
I mean, the 3.0 is basically sticking in the capstones and the cornerstones for everything that all the systems plug into. So extra content, I guess the Delta patch, you could just stick it in there. And I love the old school look of the basic low tech kiosk. It looks brilliant.
You won't be seeing that unless you go to Levski, buddy.
Yeah. Or Grimhex.
Yeah, Grimhex or Levski. Olisar will have the Uber clean version.
Yeah, they call it, I think they called it in the video like the mid-tier kiosk. So I guess there might be a high tech or a top end tier one that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah, I mean
it
that looks
does look
pretty
really
cool.
good. Actually, I was actually super impressed with how good the kiosks look, and I'm really excited to see how the inventory system looks. You know, I wonder
Yeah,
how well they're going to do that, because some of their interfaces are really really good, and then some of their interfaces are very middling. I'm really hoping that their in, in, inventory interface is as good as the kiosks and as the star map. The star map's pretty amazing too, actually.
I think the render to texture system is key to a lot of it. I think
Well, that's
the
the kiosks in our rendered texture, but
are they not?
no, they're on the screens in the little outposts.
Okay. I mean, they might use some aspects of the technology, but
Yeah,
they do look good.
uh, this is an old video.
Yeah.
See no one knows
I
that.
was looking at this quite carefully, trying to see if I can work out where this dude is, which office, because it doesn't look like any of the offices. Maybe this guy works from home. I don't know.
No, that's an office, because look at all the plants that are there and
I don't know.
lighting.
Maybe he likes plants, but yeah, it probably is an office.
Looks like there's
I think
only.
there's a gladiator on the wall at the back there.
I
A
think it's the
picture of
office.
one.
It's got to be the office. Anyway, what?
Well,
Okay.
he's talking about the shopping and how much work he's put in on
Oh
the
yeah,
economy
making lists
stuff.
of like the ships and how much each piece costs.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the fact that they've pretty much mashed everything
Sorry,
into that
took a
spreadsheet now.
sneeze.
All right. I was droning on. I don't think they heard you.
That's good.
Yeah, I think he said he'd been working on it since 20, did he say 2015
I
or
think he did.
2013?
Yeah, 2015. I think. So
But yeah, it's going to have to. This is one of the things why I think 3.0 is going to have an awful lot of, um, DNA based code, which we haven't seen yet because they hadn't actually bothered sticking it in the 2.6 branch.
that is a superb interface. I gotta have to be fair. It's super
Yeah,
easy to figure out what's going on, buy commodities, sell commodities, and easy to like pick the amount you want based on UEC, a drag button, and you can even
yeah.
see
You
like
stick it in your different ships if you've got more than one.
right sell from location, buy from location. I mean, it's super simple. I like it a lot. They should start working for some smartphone companies, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
super simple. And then what else is he going to start talking about?
Yeah, I mean, some of these things is quite difficult for us to actually show what's going on because they tell you when you actually listen to it yourselves, and I encourage all of our viewers
There
to
we go.
actually watch it. They
Old
yeah,
school
this is
style.
it. Yeah, it's
I
cool.
like it. I mean, it's very similar to the other one, but it still has its own unique flavor. Like the buttons are not rounded. It's very like flat. The interface is super flat. There's no like shading on the buttons and stuff like that, which is really cool. Actually, I think they've done a fantastic job of this. And look at the drag button is plus icons. You see that down
Yeah,
there?
yeah, it's awesome. I love the whole feel of it.
Plus characters, like instead of like a slider, it's just like adding plus characters to it. It's freaking brilliant. I think that's genius. Whoever came up with this interface did a really fantastic job.
That'd be probably Zane, I guess, would it?
I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah. I
Look
love
at
that.
these little the
ASCII
fireworks going
characters,
off,
fireworks. Yeah, I love that. Fantastic
and
job.
they're still doing the really weird zoom changes in the chats, which it still does my head in, but
Yeah. Okay. And they're all very excited about their kiosks.
yeah. Well, I think they're cool.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. I like them a lot. Oh, there you go. There's some bit of gravity jumping and legs running. I actually have a couple of things to show you from Sandy's Twitter feed, which are pretty awesome later. And we'll discuss those. And you probably haven't seen those.
No, probably not. Yeah,
They're pretty cool.
I'm still catching up on pretty much everything. Not only work since I've been back, it's just all the other social media stuff that I haven't even looked at.
So yeah, this is the Cyclone and the ship. What is it? Cyclone.
Ship Persistence.
That's right. There's Chris. He's back from wherever he was. And skip up ahead a bit. So, basically, what was this one? This is the Austin one? Is this Austin?
Yes. Yeah.
So here they're sorting out the shop code and how much things will cost, and basically.
Yeah, they said that all the ships now are in the ship pricing tool, so every ship will have a proper price now in the PU,
and it will be affected by the commodities that they have available in the location that they're in. So, say for example, pirates have been stopping iron getting to that one area, then the price goes up.
Yeah, sure. For commodities, I think ships will still have a basic price, but the commodities will vary.
Ships, you mean weapons and stuff? There's no ships. You can't buy ships in 3.0.
No. But I think they've literally got the price in there. You just can't do it in 3.0. Looks like Miles has had some work done to him.
Yeah, he's had a nip tuck. Yeah,
I do love the new Moby glass. It looks awesome.
It does look good. Way better than the old one. The old one looks like it's from like 1997. So very old school. Windows like 3.1.
Yeah, they're probably limited with what they could do with the CryEngine, I guess.
Maybe.
Well, the basic one,
Why
anyway.
is he standing in a corridor? That's what I was wondering when I was watching this. He's like in a corridor, and then there's people walking past in the end of the corridor. It's like...
Maybe they just have there's the Phoenix. Look at it.
There it is.
That looks awesome. I'm so excited to see what they do with that. The white color just brings out the other details too. But it's weird. Maybe they just don't have any offices available in Austin to do these things in.
Yeah, I was very puzzled by that.
Yeah. It's like a nice office, though.
It does. I was thinking of applying for a job at CIG, but I'm like, I don't want to move to any of the cities that they're in.
That'd be a long commute for you, wouldn't it?
It would. LA would be a long commute. Yeah, 6 hours, something like that.
Oh, maybe you could be a mostly remote worker.
I don't think they do remote stuff in CIG very much. Never heard of
good
anything.
enough.
I mean...
Yeah. No, but the stupid thing is, I ended up, well, not so often, but these days, but I used to go up to Manchester every week to deal with my client. And of course, Foundry 42 are up there. I never even thought of going, can I come and have a tour? Stupid, really, considering how close they are.
I would do it. When I'm down in LA next, I think I might try and take a tour.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not down there very often, but maybe once a year. What was we at? Where are we at? We're at 434. So existing animations have been filled by new transition animations. It's just coming up in a second.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Yeah, this whole movement between their animations are so good. Some games have some terrible animations, but this game's animations are just phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks like a film, doesn't it? That's the thing. They could almost be stormtroopers from a Star Wars film.
Well, I just don't understand how some games do animations so bad. Maybe they're all hand keyed and they can't afford any mocap or something. That's probably what it is.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. They're pressing buttons in the in cockpits now.
Yeah.
Wonder what ship that is. Is that a Gladius?
I can't really see. I don't recognize the cockpit because that's not one I fly very often. It could be an Avenger.
No, I think it's an Anvil ship, isn't it?
Yeah. It did look like an Anvil interior.
Oh, that's a pretty powerful pistol to make the person wobble about in like that in the cockpit.
Ship wobbles when you get shot. That'll be interesting. So it'll like be harder to shoot people if you're being shot.
Yep.
You got a bit of a nose coming from the outside hay fever or something. I don't know, something.
I suppose it's that time of year.
Yeah, it is here. It's like 75 outside right now, which is nice.
Warm.
Just like that every day, though. What do you expect?
It's bloody raining here.
Of course it is. It's the UK, dude.
Yeah, come back from France, bloody raining. Actually had the log burner on the night after I came back. It was so the difference in temperature was so much. I was cold, and that's me. I never feel the bloody cold. So
well, it could be as you were used to the heat, and then you came back.
And
like, cold. I don't like cold.
I do like the old-fashioned way they're showing that they're making some of the sound effects, like the old Foley method.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It is. I mean, I'm interested in sound because that's part of my business, and I like how people make sound effects, and I make a couple occasionally.
That looks awesome, doesn't it?
It does. The cutlass looks amazing. And does that look long to you? Does that look like stretched out or something? Feels like it seems longer than I'm used to it for an Aurora. Like there's so much.
No, I think it's the same. It's just that I very rarely see the damn things because, of course, I did have that. It was the first ship I ever had, and I very quickly upgraded a bit.
Yeah, I might switch my game package because I don't like the core. I mean, the core is great, but the new Aurora might be worth having. I don't know.
Yeah, the LN might actually be worth having now. They're a half decent fighter, but then compared to the other ships that you want to get hold of, it's very much an entry level job.
Don't open the box. Don't open the box.
This bit's really freaky, man. This bit's really weird.
It's quite the bug when he turns into like, Mr. Long Arms.
It's like the Thing, isn't it? There's something weird's going on there.
Don't open it. Don't open it.
Dude, don't go near that. Look what it did to this dude.
Right. 8 minutes.
Some new guys in. I can't remember what department that is now. QA
Austin,
or something.
Austin.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was QA. New guys.
Well, they need a lot of QA.
Definitely.
We're going to go to Turbulent, but I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, all respect to Turbulent. There's not really much for us to show people, and it would make them bored.
I like Turbulent, but I mean, they give you like the most mundane stuff about the Spectrum. I mean, I like Spectrum, but just if you're going to do a piece, do something that's worthwhile on it. Like
no,
VoIP,
exactly. You can't really show a cool
ship game integration. Something with a bit of flavor.
A bit of flavor. Yeah, you can't really show off a nice video about, oh, look, it's new ship stats.
No, you can have new categories and stuff. Oh, no. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Skip it.
But we'll probably be the first ones going through it going, oh, look, we've got this ship has a size 2 quantum drive or some such, because we are that sad.
Yes. The Tumble Cyclone. No, Tumble, what's it called? It is a Cyclone, right?
Tumbrel's the manufacturer and Cyclone is the ship.
That's right. I got confused then for a second. So Tumble Cyclone.
I just don't understand why they didn't shut the pilot in.
You mean put a glass in front of him?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they assume they're going to be wearing spacesuits, so you don't really need it. And
I mean, it's Star Citizen's answer to the Warthog from Halo, isn't it? And it does look pretty cool. It does, but
maybe there's shielding.
If I had the choice between one of those and an Ursa rover, I'd take the Ursa every day. It's got a bloody gun on it for a start, and you can take your spacesuit off.
This one has anti-air though.
Yeah, only if you've got that particular variant.
Still, it's got 2 size 2 missiles, which is not the thing.
Yeah, or 4 size 1s.
Okay, that do. Yeah, 4 size 1s.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a really cool looking buggy. I gotta be fair. To be honest, I've stopped buying things for Star Citizen right now because I feel like I don't really want to spend any more money unless they can actually pull their finger out and release something. So.
Yeah, you're still just that, literally cheeseburger away from the hallowed halls of the monocles.
Yes, I am I am literally less than a coffee away.
You'll get there.
I'll get
But
there
yeah,
soon this
we'll
year.
see. I mean, I've got if I raised a support ticket with the concierge people about I've got the UAE mega exploration pack or whatever it is, and it comes with a Carrack and an Aquila. And I said, well, it doesn't specifically say in there that I get the add-ons that you get to buy the ship as a package on its own, like the
Like the Ursa.
yeah, like the Ursa and so on. And I was concerned that I would be left without an Ursa on either of the Carrack or the Aquila. So I wanted it confirmed, and they confirmed that basically, if you've got a ship as part of a package, you get what you would get in a standalone package as well. So I will have that. So that's why I bought the off-road pack in the Cyclone sale, and I've since melted it because I didn't need it.
I might get one later. I have a few Noxes I can convert to one of these guys.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my thinking as well. I've got the Nox and the Q, and whichever one I decide I don't want to keep, I'll upgrade it.
So people are aware, you can't CCU upgrade a Tumbrel Cyclone. Did you know that?
I don't think you can do it for any of the ground vehicles at the moment.
Well,
But they're
Nox
apparently they're going to do it soon.
Nox you can, but that's not technically a strictly ground vehicle.
Yeah, you can do the Dragonfly as well, because technically it's a ship really as well as a ground vehicle.
Right,
But the strict
you can upgrade the CCU to like I could take a Nox and upgrade it to a Reclaimer if I felt so inclined.
yeah, exactly.
Whereas you can't
but
do that with the Tumbrel.
You can't do it with the Ursa either. If you bought one of the Ursas standalone back when they were first released, as in a shop bought, you can't upgrade those either because they are just ground vehicles. But I think they did say they're going to be they'll allow you to do it, but not yet.
And there will be another Tumbrel ground vehicle coming out this year as well, which was on one of the other guys' podcasts with an interview with one of the CIG guys. So there will be another sort of ground vehicle coming this year. So that's a bit of information.
Yeah, I might pick up the Recon variant because they talk about it in this segment where you can actually drop beacons on planetary systems, so then your mates or yourself could use that as so you can actually find something you want to salvage, drop a beacon, drive
But
back
then
to your
everybody
ship.
can see the beacon. That's the thing.
I think you can secure them so only you can see them. I think you can.
Encrypted beacons. You can have encrypted beacons.
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the racing variant they're talking about there. But yeah, it's a cool looking design.
The one with I'd either get the anti-air one or the turret one. I think maybe the racer. The racer would be cool too. They all look pretty decent actually. I'm just I don't really feel like buying one right now. I have like 4 Noxes or 3 Noxes in storage.
Just upgrade to one of them.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I mean, because the Cyclone's not coming with 3.0, so it's not like I need it right now. So.
Oh, exactly. It's no rush.
Exactly.
But it is growing on me. It does look like a
It could be shields in space.
Space Humvee or something almost.
Yeah. And it also has the wheels from the rover, the Mars rover. It has the same wheels as the Mars rover does. If you look at the Mars rover wheels.
Oh, the black one that they showed, which was like it just came out of a Hollywood movie and not really.
But actually came from the Mars rover, so.
Yeah.
Interesting interior.
That was an interesting design. The NASA Mars rover. I don't think it'll actually work, but it looks cool.
No, the one that's on the planet right now.
Oh, the Opportunity and Spirit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it has the same wheels as that, with like the basically no tire, just like this metal circle thing.
Mesh. Yeah. I thought you were talking about the black one that they showed a couple of months ago.
No, I'm talking about the one that's actually there doing its thing.
Yeah,
Curiosity or something. Is it Curiosity or?
Yeah, Curiosity and I think the Spirit was the old one. The other.
Curiosity, I'm pretty sure it is. But that looks pretty tight. I gotta like it. I like it.
It's a good launch of a new manufacturer. I think they did a good job with it.
Yeah. I think they really need to start. A lot of people are starting to complain about all these new ship like concept sales is starting to get on people's nerves, man. Like it's
I think the 600i has to be the last one before 3.0 drops. Otherwise, the natives are going to start reaching for their pitchforks.
Do you see the 600? The 600 is coming this month, is it?
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out as part of the Gamescom thing, because they did say that it's actually finished. They're just holding it back for something.
That's weird. Must be Gamescom or CitizenCon, probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
So,
but the 600i is probably it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah, well, definitely. It's one of the major manufacturers, and having one of sort of a Constellation level ship coming out, I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
Hey, we haven't seen anything new from Origin for a while. Apart from the 85X, I think, was the most recent thing we've seen.
Yeah, but that was a revamp, wasn't it? A revamp? No, that was a real new ship, actually. That was a new ship. But that was the first one that's actually the proper like style that they're going to go for, because they're going to redo the 300 series.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what they do. I always liked the 300 series, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with the revamp.
They're very fun to fly. I got to be fair. They're very it's hard to like kill things in them, but they're super fun to fly.
Have you rented the 350R and flown that about?
I've flown the R, yeah, and I've flown the I.
That's a cool ship.
The M50 is a good one too.
I like this segment. This was really cool. This is where the persistence part comes into for the actual title of it. This is all about sticking a ship in another ship and making it persistent, so that when you log off, it's still there.
Well,
which goes for everything like cargo and whatever else you put in your ship.
Right. So if it's in your ship, so like you put a vehicle that you've stolen from someone else in your ship, it will be in your ship when you come back. However, if you go and steal a ship and fly and land it on a planet and then leave it, it'll be gone when you log out. So they won't be saving stolen ships for you.
Yeah, because they've got the way that they've described it in this is there's two different kinds of ownership in the game at the moment. There's physical ownership and legal ownership. So as something you've bought, which is yours, you have legal and physical ownership of it, unless somebody takes it from you, where you still retain legal ownership of it, but somebody else has physical ownership of it because they basically got your cargo in their ship, or they've nicked your ship, which is where it becomes effectively hot or stolen. Obviously, they can only get rid of it in shady areas like Grimhex.
Well, you could probably put like an Ursa or Nox, so you don't leave your car out in the open.
Yeah, don't leave it unlocked.
Don't leave your car unlocked, yeah, because otherwise you'll end up in some back of someone's ship, and then you have to make an insurance claim. So
yeah, exactly.
Which is interesting. Which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how they combat insurance fraud, really. But
yeah, that is a concern. Like me, go just. Although it's going to cost you, so I don't see how you could do insurance fraud. I mean,
you either have to wait for the timer to tick down for you to actually claim a free replacement for the insurance, or you have to pay the premium to get it back early.
But the thing is, if apparently he was saying it's hours and hours for that to happen, and to get it back for free. But and for the cheaper ships like the Aurora, you would get it back quicker. But for the expensive ones, it could take weeks to get it back. So I mean, I definitely think that they need to figure something out where people are not going, oh, I'm just going to give you my rover, Aurora, you steal it, take it away, I'll make an insurance claim, get my money back, get some money back or something. I don't know how it would.
Yeah, I'll give you my Aurora. You go and sell it at Grimhex. We'll split the money, and I'll take an insurance claim to get another ship back. You know,
right. So
obviously,
the salvage has to be less than the insurance payout, surely.
Yeah, exactly. And because it'd be nicked, it would be a fraction of what the actual ship's worth. But this is pretty cool. The Nox does look like a nice little space bike.
It does. I got myself a Cutlass out of Nox. I'm going to be doing this. No problem.
Did you see the lock option on the door? It was open, close, and lock.
So there won't be any hack option though, or at the moment.
Not in 3.0, no. But it'll be coming. I like the new the way that the seats rise up in the new Cutlass. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is nice. I'll just close my window. So Yeah, I'm very pleased with this new system. I mean, there's obviously going to be people abusing the system, and there's going to be loopholes, and we're going to have to try and find them and fill them, and cut.
Yeah.
So it's
But
alpha.
then again, the game's still out. Yeah, I was going to say it's alpha, so it doesn't really matter what happens as
Not
long as they
really,
get it
because
fixed
next patch, all
before
the stuff.
release.
Yeah, next patch, all your progress is going to be wiped. So I mean,
Exactly.
if you make 10 billion UEC, it doesn't really matter. In 3 months, it'll all be gone again, and you'll have to start again. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
But this is an interesting segment. I recommend that anybody picks it up and watches it. It's good.
Yeah, it is. And I like that he goes into the code a little bit, which is interesting.
Yeah, exactly. They describe it he's also very enthusiastic about what he's doing too, which it's
Well, he's been doing it
infectious.
for a long time, apparently. Yeah. He's been doing it for like years, like trying to get ship persistence because it affects so many different areas, like many different areas. Like he touches on everything really,
Mm.
and it's such a big part of like ownership and if you steal something and
It's key, isn't it, to the whole
it is.
MMO aspect of the game? That has to be done properly and work well. Otherwise, it won't actually be a proper MMO, which is obviously not what the game's billed as.
No, I mean my concern right now is I think I have one real concern is insurance, well two actually, insurance fraud, and what's to stop someone randomly pulling out a gun and shooting you? I mean, there should be some sort.
The armistice zones. You
Right, but
literally, it's
I
impossible to
don't
pull
want
out a
armistice
gun.
stones. I want there to be a punishment for doing that. Like in a
Oh,
zone.
okay.
I don't want it to be like armistice zones where you can't pull out your gun and shoot people.
Hmm.
But I want it to be if you do it, I want there to be a severe punishment for it. Like you can't visit this planet anymore without being shot down out of the sky, or you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I expect when they put criminality in and they have AI in there and all the rest of it, they'll remove the armistice zones and just have the in-game penalties to actually stop people from doing it. So, for example, if you pulled your gun out and shot me in the back of the head in the game, then there would be, if we did it on Port Olisar, for example, there would be AI security guards around who would react to that, and then you would probably get shot yourself,
but what if you're
which is
out,
something.
say, like in on a on the on like in a corridor where there's no no like in a big mining corridor where there's no real information about who killed who. Do you
Then
think
you
that
get away with it just like you would in real life.
but then can we send the police after them to investigate forensically to figure out who did it?
Yeah, there's going to have to be some gamification of it because you can't literally just go, well, there's no security cameras in this corridor and there was nobody who actually saw you, so there you go, you got away with it. Because obviously that would just be a huge exploit,
Well,
and
no, because
people
then you
would
could just
people.
you shouldn't be getting away with it anyway, in my opinion, because you could have
Yeah,
like in realistic fashion, you could have these guys who are for CSIs come in and check for DNA, check for everything, and come in and say, oh, it was obviously this guy, or I think there should be a percentage chance if there's no one around. If like say you do it out in the middle of nowhere, you don't know that there's no witnesses for one. There could be a witness, and so there should be a
yeah.
percentage chance of being like found out.
Well, it might be like Judge Dredd, right? So your guns are DNA coded to yourself, and everything you do is uploaded whenever you dock. So if you've actually shot somebody, next time you visit a place, your
Mm-hmm.
metrics are downloaded from your ship, guns, and all the rest of it, and everything you've done is then given to the
That's a good way of doing it, actually. Yeah.
oh shit, what do they call them? The advocacy. So they know what's happened. Obviously, you will then be a fugitive.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
That
Like
that
so.
that that would work quite well, in my opinion.
Yeah. So say you do something, you murder, and you escape, and nobody knows what you did it, and then next time you land in a like UEC area where there's if you do land in UEC area, you get scanned and checked, and all your weapons get checked, and that kind of stuff. I think that would be,
Yeah.
and then you get like the murder on your app or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Murder.
If you spend forever dicking about in Grim Hex or nefarious areas, then no one will know.
Right.
Or you just don't care that you want it. But obviously, if you accidentally have to go around the shops for some milk in the middle of the night and forget, then you'll be done.
Or if you're boarded or scanned by a UEC ship or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it wouldn't have to be just landing if you go anywhere near a capital ship, you know, that happens to be patrolling around the big jump points between systems, then same thing.
Okay. Yeah, it'd have to be a little gamification of that, but I think it would be an interesting aspect. So let's kick on with the one which you seem to like a lot, right?
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with this. I mean, obviously they're all good. They've all every week there's something interesting, but this was really impressive.
Especially using the render to texture system, really.
Yeah. Just the way that it's done, I don't think I've ever seen it done this way in a game before.
So this was Chris
Once they describe it,
telling everybody to calm down. We're doing stuff.
Yeah, it's like you know, there's a delay because we're still doing shit, but I'm going to spend 5 minutes saying why it is. So please
like
calm down.
Your dad taking you into the other room and giving you an explanation.
Yeah, stop bitching. It's still alpha.
It's like wagging finger. Now listen here, son.
Yeah, I will take away your allowance and your bloody ships if you complain anymore.
Dear. Yeah,
but yeah, you know, people do, I think, get carried away a little bit too much because yes, we're all keen to see it, and we all want to see what 3.0 because it is such a huge iteration on what we've had for the last 18 months now. No, yeah, since 2.6 was released. I mean, it's been a long time, so this is going to be so different. Months. You want to see what's all about it. This is cool. It's just like it's like. Remember the old Wing Commander briefings where it was all like just 2D and you said like vector graphics telling you what's going on. This is just like another world, literally.
It's pretty cool, this render to texture stuff for the 3D. I mean, yeah, someone posted on Reddit about what happens when say me and you have a conversation using the technology, the 3D technology. Say someone walks behind you and shoots me, and then you get to see my execution on live hologram video.
Yeah, no, exactly. Or somebody just basically behind you doing this. Yeah, exactly. Whilst you're actually having a conversation, it'd be quite funny. But the way that they've actually show it in this ATV, it's it's the sort of thing you wish you could actually have now in real life because it looks really cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I like the most about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't really need to watch the whole render pipeline.
No, but this was brilliant though. This bit where you got that they were showing there in that part that they've got one screen which has got the render to texture and they're just replicating it across all of the others, but it's only a single rendering pass and they're just putting a copy of it.
Right.
So it's not using
copy to copy. Yeah, exactly. So it basically reduces the performance hit basically by considerable amount, which is great. No, they're doing some really good stuff with the performance. Hopefully they improve it. We'll go over that when we do the production schedule in a little bit, because there's some important information about performance for 3.0 in there. So,
and this is where they're actually just showing you the real basic mechanisms behind how RTT works. Yeah. Which is, again, a really, really good segment to watch. I mean, I don't understand it enough to actually without actually just getting a transcript and reading off what he's saying at this point, but you get the idea. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So,
this is why I thought this might be part of the RTT because of the way they added it in. I
don't think so. I don't think it is. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like, oh, that's actually a display. Shit, it just looked like a flat piece of metal. Awesome.
Well, the black is very black. I can do that. That must be some really nice LCD screens.
Yeah, unless they are literally holographic.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do? So this one is really nice. I really found that one really cool.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, I was watching. I recognized that dude, and then I thought, yeah, that's Ben. What's his name? Ben Mandeljohn from. It was basically Orson Krennic in Rogue One, and obviously Chris does confirm it at the end that is that guy. But obviously, that's how good this is. It's an actual real replication of the guy's face, obviously, because the way that they actually do the recording and everything. But it was so obvious it was him. It was like watching a film.
No, the detail. And what's his name? I forget his name from Game of Thrones.
The Onion Knight.
Davos.
So Davos.
Sir Davos. Yeah. Did you watch the Game of Thrones? I was.
No, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. We're saving because there's only 7 episodes in this season, so I'm I'm waiting.
You gotta watch the 4th one, dude. That was just beast. It's a beast in episode.
Well, we got the 3rd one to watch at some point this week, probably tomorrow. Then we'll watch the 4th before next week when the next one's out.
Yeah, I would too, because the 4th one's really good.
So. But it's cranking up really well, though. The way they're turning the wheel of the story, it's impressive.
The 5th one's called Eastwatch.
Next week's.
No, on Sundays it's called, the name of the episode's called Eastwatch.
Maybe that's the first time that the White Walkers come to the wall then.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to the wall. I think they're going to the Eastwatch, which is on the ocean side.
Yeah. The wall's still there, but that's the easternmost fortress.
Yeah, but I think they're just going to walk on the frozen sea. I think that's what.
Ooh. Well, yeah, maybe we'll see.
I mean, that's how else you would get there, because if it's cold enough, the sea can freeze. So.
Exactly. But it's good. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, they are doing.
It'll be interesting to see what he does with the book. Whether it's the same as what you see in the series, or whether he's done it slightly differently and they've just produced it for TV different, like they have done for an awful lot of the other series which were in line with the books. But anyway, we're not talking about Game of Thrones, damn it. We were talking about Star Citizen. But yeah, the technology in the holographics, specifically the holographic bit there with Ben Mandeljohn's character there was brilliant. And the fact that they're using this technology for all the screens as well, so you'll have all the people talking to you in the displays, and the fact that what the character wears is changed. So if I was talking to you in game, using the in-game character, what my character's wearing would be represented, and they wouldn't have to do anything other than just change it, if you know what I mean. They wouldn't have to re-record it or re-render it, if you know what I mean. They've just that clothing to the actual tune, which is pretty cool.
No, I think it's a fantastic technology, and I think it's so many uses, this render to texture system. It's just crazy how many good uses there are of the system.
I just hope that they bloody patent the shit out of it so nobody can steal it.
So I just want to do a quick flyby of this one, because this was pretty interesting about how easy it is to create a solar system. Basically, just drag that in. This is Stanton Star's in there right now, and he's just going to drag a planet in whenever he wants to let it go. Sometime today would be nice.
I haven't watched this one yet, so I'll be picking this up later on in the week.
So then he's just dropped it in, and then now that's it. That's all he does. And if you go in, it's live. You can go into the live version. So there's now a planet that's part of the solar system, and he drags it, I think, into the star, and that's all he does. And then you can literally go in there right now and go down to the planet, which is the crazy part. You watch in a second, they'll show you. I think this is where it is. So you can do the speed of the orbit, the angle of the orbit, and the radius of the orbit, all over here on the left side, on the right side, I mean. You can adjust all those different things for each individual celestial object. So, and then you can add, moons. Like, you just added a moon. So there's Stanton 2, which is, one of the planets. I think it's what's the gas giant called? My brain's starting to freeze.
Oh, I don't know, Mikey or something stupid like that.
The gas giant. So that's the moon. And
oh shit.
My brain's freezing. I can't think about that.
No, I can't think.
So there's the moon, and you can he just dragged that in. Just created this thing. He just created the sun. He just created the planet, and just created the moon. And now he can actually, I think he scrolls down into the moon, like from here to the ground, live. So it's crazy. It's crazy good. But you should check it out, guys. I'm not going to go through it all right now, but that's the general idea. That it just basically shows off their planet, the seamless tech from going from space to planet, and he makes fun of Derek Smart in it a little bit, saying, "See, we can do seamless transitions," which is kind of amusing.
You got another little bit of flame bait. Why not?
Okay,
But yeah,
so,
it's impressive.
okay, Mr. Production Schedule. We'll go over this and then we'll call it a day. Where's my just up to? There it is. Okay, kids. So, yeah, we're going to be doing through this. So basically, as it says here, as the majority of the new features are now complete, we have shifted focus to integration and feature and content integration, optimization, and bug fixing. Aside from that, there are a few remaining outstanding features that are being developed. We're adding a new section that will describe some of the major blocker bugs over the last week, and a detailed list of the bugs that were resolved, and a burn down report that will feature overall tracking of the remaining bugs. So, this thing, though, where is it? The bug blocker thing. I forget. Is it up? No, it's down. So this is, a lot of the stuff. A lot of the stuff looks like it might be pushing the end of the Evocati thing. Like a lot of it's going to the end of like August 14th or something like that.
Yeah, for people who haven't seen this before, the actual where the bar ends is when the feature is actually complete. So obviously, where you've seen like the lower end of the bar, that's already done.
Like for example, this stuff, the network and back end has been done a while. It looks like,
So it's AI and UI, which are the major issues at the moment.
Right.
Looking at that list.
So this is a user experience polish pass. I don't really understand the need for a major polish on 3.0. I mean, it's still not released. It's not beta even. I mean, it's still alpha.
I think the reason why they're doing it is simply so that CIG and specifically Chris can do a Crichton and enter smug mode when they release it. So he basically releases it. Everybody sees how good it is, and they can just sit there and go, smug mode.
In case anyone doesn't know what he's talking about, that's a Red Dwarf reference.
Yeah, exactly. Because it is, there's so much focus around the industry and specifically, obviously, Spectrum about what we're going to see and how good it's going to be when 3.0 is finally released. Never mind the ETF or the PU, when it's actually released to all backers. It has to be spot on, because obviously people are going to go, right, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to buy the game. Not, but they know it's not. I know it's not. It's only alpha. Yeah, alpha. I know. I agree with you, right? But the reason why they want to make sure it looks so good is to just shut everybody who's complaining that it's vaporware or it's not going to get complete, or Chris Roberts using the money to create a mansion. All that sort of stuff. Every backer is more money. It is potentially word of mouth.
Do you really want Derek Smart and his minions on the game? You don't really care about those guys.
No. I mean, it's literally just to prove that the game is going to have everything in that Chris said it was going to have. That's why they're trying to make it look shiny. I mean, I agree with you that the polish is something that needs to be done in the beta phase.
It seems like money
alpha
for
alpha isn't.
They're gonna have to polish it all again later. It's like when they did that the video for CitizenCon and they spent like months on it, and
the one with the dude on top of the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, they're spending all this time and effort and energy making these really cool videos, like even the CitizenCon one with the worm, which then they may use again at some point, but it was just made for that specific video. And it's like, guys, just build the game. It's wasting time on this other stuff. I mean, it's helpful, I agree, but
yeah, it's I think, to be honest, the marketing side of the game itself does appear to have a lot more clout than you would see in the average game,
especially for an alpha game.
Yeah, true. I mean, at the end of the day, they do a fantastic job. Otherwise, they wouldn't have the 100 and whatever million they have right now.
I think it is right now.
They've got a lot of money because the marketing is so good. However, you have to remember that this is still an alpha, and it is expected to be rough and buggy and, not be 100% smooth, and it's going to be choppy, and you're going to get about, less than 30 frames, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. You expect it because it's an alpha. But I think CIG don't remind people that it's alpha enough, which is why people are expecting to see something which looks like a finished product. Hence, CIG have kind of painting themselves into a corner where they're going, right, shit, we need to make it look good because everybody expects it to.
It just seems like waste of resources to me. I mean, to make it like release quality when it doesn't really need to be release quality, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's like that's because you're basically just gonna have to redo a lot of that stuff later. Polish stuff.
Yeah. I mean, what's probably going to happen is there'll be a new website release. There'll be a new player experience, so everybody gets handheld onto where to go for various bits and pieces, kind of like a tutorial you'd expect in a game that's been released. Why they're bringing this in now, when it's still in alpha,
3.0.
Who knows?
Because it's planetary landings. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean,
exactly.
So basically, I'm going to go through this. User experience, polish pass, improve our overall frame rate. Well, that's kind of important. Player count and general stability. Now, this says currently the performance and stability drop sharply once active players reach 12 to 15. Currently, the maximum people in a server in 2.6 is 24. So they definitely have some improvement to make there if they want to even come close to 24, and if they want to go above that at some point, like to 100 per server before the meshing occurs, before server meshing occurs, where you could have thousands and tens of thousands of people in a server, which that tech is just not in right now.
No,
and then
but that's fine. It's alpha.
The cockpit experience. Now, this is what I'm most excited about, to be honest with you, because I've always complaining about the cockpits and how crap the MFDs are, and how trying to get information, weapon groupings, and other things like that. It's just you can't do weapon groupings at the moment in 2.6. You used to be able to do it in 2.5, but stuff like that is to me is important. Space landscaping. They're working on improving how space looks. Basic ship security. Now that's important, being able to lock your vehicles, because otherwise every time you land in a ship or a car, your car would be stolen or your vehicle would be stolen, and then you'd have to make an insurance claim and you're stuck on a planet. Rotating and orbiting planets. Well, I was kind of assuming this would be in, but because that's the whole, they've been showing off their day-night cycles, like for months now, and I was kind of like, yeah, why wasn't that like a gimme, But any thoughts there?
I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of it comes back to the fact that it's alpha, and the fact that you were talking about you'd expected that day-night cycles and rotations were already in. It brings it back to the fidelity that they're bringing into even the alpha side of it. Even people like us, we have a different idea of what should actually be in alpha.
Well,
like the physics of rotating planets and things and so on. Well, they just press a button and it starts doing it. If they can't put it in right now because the rest of the systems don't work, well, whatever, it's alpha. But you expected it to be in there.
I expected it because they're showing it. They're showing it in the videos, in the ATV videos.
Yeah,
that's why I expected to be in there. If they didn't show it in the ATV videos, I'd be like, okay, well, that's not expected anymore. If you're going to show something, and then you were like, oh, it's not actually in. That's No Man's Sky thing. That's like No Man's Sky thing. That's like, oh.
I have to admit, when I'm looking at, when we see the videos they put in of like the Cutlass Black flying about and all the rest of it in ATVs, I'm pretty convinced that it's either going to be offline, and therefore it's just basically running on a build which is running on a Uber machine in Chris's office or something, or it's just something that isn't connected to the servers that we use at the moment, right? So yeah, it's kind of false advertising in a way, because it's not actually using the tech that we use. But then until we get hold of 3.0, we don't really know whether it's made up or not.
So I want to go over one thing, because my kids just got home, so they're going to be screaming and running around in a minute. So this is basically just bugs been fixed in the last week. It's quite a lot of them. So this is the big thing, which is the most important thing of all. Basically, the blockers, I think those are the ones which prevent Evocati from going live. So if they can fix this 14 blockers, which sounds like a lot, but I don't necessarily know that it is. They have a lot of guys working for them. And critical bugs, I think, so there's a lot. Basically, watch this space every week, and you will know when Evocati will be coming. So, say this gets down to 7 on Friday, or something like that. Then by next week, it could be out. So
yeah, we had a conversation about this on in Spectrum earlier on today, where we were thinking, right, the percentage that you see on that bar, is that a percentage of the individual blocker, or is that a percentage of all 14 of them?
That's all,
like, for example,
that's a percentage of 90. That's a percentage of 90 bugs or things. And
so if you got is that 16% of the
90.
14 blockers?
It's 16. No, 16% of 90 is 14.
Oh, okay. So the percentage is actually the percentage of the 90 that 14 makes up.
Right.
Okay, well, everybody was wrong on the thread then. That's awesome.
Well, it's 90 bugs total. If you add them all up, it's 90 bugs, and 14% of 90 is 16%.
Yeah, true. But what I think people weren't doing is they weren't taking the 90 and the 14, for example, and then working out what percentage of 90 is 14. Oh, it matches. They were just seeing that. Look at Windows.
I don't see how that's really complicated. I mean,
no, not complicated. What they were saying, they were taking each one of those as an individual little metric and discounting the 90 completely.
Oh, okay.
And thinking that the 16% was the 16% of the 14 blockers.
Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm right. I am right. It does add up. I'm right. There you go.
Well, there we are. See, he was right, but he wasn't part of that forum because he hasn't spent He hasn't spent $5 yet. So once he spent his $5, he can have that conversation as well.
71 right here in these two, and then 19.
I can add up, mate.
I'm just saying. If you, obviously not, because you've been discussing it on Spectrum for the last hour.
No. Yeah, but we weren't looking at the actual counts. We were looking at. Never mind. It was yesterday we had the conversation. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't quite get there. But then again, neither did the other 30 people talking either. So there we go.
Oh well. Anyway, I'm just blown away by that. So this is all complete. All complete. That's pretty much everything's done actually. So I'm not going to even bother.
Just that one box. Look at the box on Friday.
That's the box. That's the box you need to know. As soon as that box is good, we're all set to go. We'll be
when we have no Bs, then
no Bs. No Bs.
The ETF will have it, and then hopefully shortly after that it'll go to the PTU, unless it all goes to everybody at the same time.
I think that might actually happen. I think if they're gonna do like a super polish pass, what's the point of Evocati? Like, it almost seems redundant.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point, because ultimately, if they've polished it.
The whole point of Evocati is to like find bugs and polish the game. Really, find the critical bugs, polish the game.
Exactly. Maybe that's what's going on then.
Yeah,
they're not good to have the ETF PTU is literally going to be one and the same from now on. For 3.0 anyway.
Right, for 3.0, because they may not do it for every single one. But if they could just go like at Gamescom, go PTU's out, and not even do anything, that's when you'll see it basically. I think that's.
And there'll be an awful lot of hashtag obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, we will be playing it before we unwrap our Christmas presents this year. So whatever.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could not. It's got to be they're in crunch time, and like people are saying on the Reddit, like, oh, it'll be December before you see it. I'm like, no, not at all. They're not going to get rid of ATV for like 4 months. And do like this whole new burn down section, which we'll be doing on Saturday, people. Saturday or Friday, whatever Mr. Marsh can manage. So thanks.
We'll probably say Friday, and unless something horrendous happens, like you don't get out of bed or something.
Yeah, well, that happens.
All right, cool.
Okay,
I mean, I think we've covered quite a bit, and
well, my kids are home and they're gonna like barge in the room in a minute, and it's gonna be like,
That's why we don't bother going to the same levels of polish on this podcast as CIG do for 3.0. It's a bit more real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll be back in just a few days. You don't have to wait for like 3 weeks anymore. Just 3 days.
Yeah. 3 days, and we'll be back. Because 3.0, like we've always said, because 3.0, when there's something to talk about, we actually will do more frequent things. So, yeah.
Exactly. We'll be doing your heads in more often, people.
Yes.
You've been warned.
I do people's heads in every day with my little podcast, but yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. That would be helpful. Get some more subscribers going on.
Yeah, exactly. We do produce this, or we push it out to Twitch Live. So if you got questions while we're on air, just spam on there. I tend to have the chat open, but at the moment, nobody's asked us any bloody questions.
Well, that's because we tend to only do one podcast every few weeks. So,
yeah, well, that's not going to be forever, is it?
No.
We'll be doing more stuff. Workload allowing, and sanity, and everything else.
Yes. Yeah. Jobs allowing and all that jazz. So thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you guys next time. Say goodbye.
Exactly. See you later.